Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us on Good Morning Abuja for today. Well, you know that the new year is, of course, upon us and is a perfect time to set goals, goals that will help to guide and checkmate us, talking about the things that we want to achieve for ourselves for this brand new year, 2025. Well, I have with me a guest in the studio. He's a clergyman and he will help us to x-ray the topic of accomplishing set goals. Please just welcome Pastor Ray Sabodauda to the studio. Good morning, Pastor Ray.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you
Good
so
morning
much
to
for
our
coming
viewers.
and a happy new year to
Happy New
you.
Year too.
All right, so how important is it? Why is it so important that we should have set goals for ourselves?
All right. So it is very important to set goals for ourselves because uh, setting goals is going to help you to, as a person, to stay focused. Right. It will help you stay focused, and uh, distraction is usually the norm on a daily basis. There are things that always want to take your attention. People want to take your attention. Situations want to take your attention. But when you are is written down goals, you have set your goals and said to yourself that this is what you want to achieve. What it does for you is that it helps you uh, deal with the problem of distractions, right? We must be focused to actually achieve anything in this life. Moreover, setting goals is going to help you to keep track of your progress, right? It will help you as an individual to know whether or not you are making progress, whether or not you have achieved some things, right? Say, for example, I write down and I said to myself that this year I'm going to do a particular thing. And then I begin to write down and say, okay, this is what I will do on a particular day and a particular time. And when I begin to do all of these things, right, it is easier for me to be able to tick and say to myself that, okay, I have achieved this, I've achieved this, so that at the end of the year, 2025 to be precise, right, I will be able to look back and say to myself that, yes, I achieved my goals. If I miss one or two things, I'll be able to see it on that goal that I've written down and say to myself, okay, I didn't do well in this area. Okay, the next year, this is what I'm going to do. 2025, I've learned whatever I need to learn out of it, and so on and so forth. And then you begin to pursue your goal and achieve them very easily when you write these goals, right? Now, it will also help you to be motivated. Motivation is key in basically everything because the situation people find themselves, for example, you can be in a challenge today, and the challenge poses a threat to your goal and that plan that you want to really, really, really achieve. Right? You are pursuing this goal. You want to see to the fact that you 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 attain this particular height for this period of time. And some situations you didn't plan for can just show up. For example, you say, okay, you want to you want to register for your master's program, and then suddenly you are face to face with financial challenges. You're struggling to want to get the money, the resources to help you achieve all of that. Now, goals that you have set will keep you motivated, and you will continue to insist within yourself, continue to believe within yourself that you will achieve because you have written that goal. And you will tell yourself that even though I didn't get it right now, I know that somehow before the end of the year I'll be able to realize my goal of starting out my master's program and so on and so forth. Right now, it will help you to be motivated. So when you set goals, these things and many other things are reality for you, right? So uh, the advice for everybody is set your goals. Set your goals, and when you set your goals, you will discover that uh, it will be easy to attain a particular height without necessarily, when you are scattered, you don't achieve anything. Yeah.
Definitely a necessity for the new year. Now, are there particular patterns or procedures to these goals?
Yes, there are patterns. The SMART goals, that is the template that has been given, that everywhere you go to online to this is available for you to see and see how to achieve all of that, right? This template, they said SMART. SMART, S is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound.
Time-bound.
Specific in the sense that don't just be everywhere. Be on point, hit it, okay? By the end of 2024, this is what I'm going to achieve.
25.
Oh, sorry, God help me.
Fine.
By the end of 2025,
Right.
this is what I'm going to achieve, right? And when you are that specific, make sure it is measurable, right? You can tell yourself, you don't just, because you can't do everything at the same time. You can't do everything in 2025 and so on. So when it is measurable, it helps you, keeps you in check so that you don't go out of line and so on, right? And then it should be achievable. Don't do things that you know you don't have the ability to. If, for example, I'm a businessman and my capital or what I can raise as capital is 200,000 naira, you don't expect me to begin to write goals that I want to achieve. I want to, out of my 200,000, make 100 million in 2025. Make it realistic, make it achievable, and so on. Then the R is being realistic. You tell yourself the truth that no, I know that this I can do, right? This I can do. Until you get to a particular point where you can do that thing that you could not do at that time, that is when you begin to increase, because as long as we're in this life, right, we will continue to grow. So don't do things that is beyond your reach. In fact, when you try to do things beyond your reach, you end up achieving nothing, right? And make sure it is time bound. So 2024 is our time bound now. Sorry, 2025 is our time bound. You tell yourself that by December 2025. But usually this is what I do. When I set my goals, I try to want to achieve all my goals by September. So that from October, I start preparing for the new year. That's how I live my own life, right? So when you follow the template of being specific, being having a measurable goal, making it achievable, making it realistic, and then you ensure that you have a time bound. There is nothing that you don't just tell yourself that you just leave it like that. No, you tell yourself that between now and so time, this is what I'm going to do to achieve it.
Yeah, interesting. Now, when you have so many numerous goals, the new year, you can, just like there are insatiable ones, there can also be insatiable goals and objectives. How do you prioritize these goals to make sure that you're doing first things first?
The reason for even writing goals is so that you leave things that are not necessary, right? Because things are always calling us. By the time I get out of this place and I'm on my way, I will see something that I would desire. I want to have it. Desires cannot be controlled. You will always desire things. But then what you do, what goals does for you, it keeps those desires in check. I didn't plan for this in 2025, therefore I don't need it. I'd let it go, right? Now you can also learn from people who have gone ahead of you, right? By the time you have mentors who are ahead of you, who they will tell you and say, please don't do it like this, do it like this. These things that you are trying to do, when you brought that to me earlier this year, it was not there. Can you drop this for much later? And so on and so forth. Now, when you do that, it will help you keep you in check so that you don't go beyond what you have set, and then frustrating yourself not even to achieve the very things that you have actually set for yourself.
It can be overwhelming.
It can be very overwhelming.
Right? So what are the steps to take to ensure that you don't lose focus and you stay right on track?
Okay. Again, it's still bringing me back to when you set goals, right? It will keep you on track. It will keep you focused, right? Tell yourself, make a decision within yourself and say that you will not go outside of these things, right? Anything outside of these things, you refuse. I refuse to allow the glamour that I see that is outside what I have already set for myself to distract me. Because if you allow all of those things, you may end up not even doing anything for yourself in 2025.
Wow. You mentioned experiences. Yes, what's the best way to make sure that you leverage on past experiences, to be able to do things differently and strive for the best?
So firstly, those experiences that you have had in the past, right, you can find out what is it that you did, because there are good experiences and there are also bad experiences. What are the things that you did that helped you to achieve some of the goals you did achieve in 2024, right? What are the steps you took? Those steps, you can bring them again into pursuing the current goal that you are actually pursuing, right? And then those experiences that are bad or that actually frustrated your plans and goals and so on, what you do with those experiences is you tell yourself, okay, when last year, 2024, I did it like this, and because I did it like this, I failed in this area. Therefore, I won't do it like this in this 2024, right? Also, you should be learning from the experiences of other people, particularly your mentors, the people you look up to. They have gone through the way, they know the way, and they will show you the way. So if they
Yeah.
tell you this thing is not right, please listen to them because they have passed through that
You know
part,
better.
right? Yeah. You have never passed through that road. Since you have not passed through that road, the man who has passed through that road is telling you if you go like this is the result that you will get. What you do concerning that is when he speaks to you, listen and then make a decision regarding what he's telling you.
Interesting. I know that goals can either be long term or short term. How do we marry both and strike a balance?
Okay, so the short-term goals will help you achieve your long-term goal. On a daily basis, you write goals. The goals for the week, the goals for the month, and the goals for the year, right? The overall goal for the year is quote unquote the long-term goal, right? In this case. Now, for you to achieve that overall goal in 2025, what you do is you will have break those goals down into monthly goals, right? What do I want to achieve in the month of January? What will I want to achieve in the month of March or February, March, April, until you get to December? When you break that down, then how do I achieve these January goals, right? You break it down to weekly. Okay, what do I do the first week of January, the second week of January, and the third week of January, and so on, right? And even the weekly goals, you can break it down to what? To daily goals. Because on a daily basis, you are supposed to be doing things. You shouldn't, if you must achieve your goals, you actually have to be disciplined and hardworking, right? You cannot just sit down and think that the thing you wrote, because you wrote something that will come to
It will
reality.
happen.
No, it will not happen. You have to actually do the work that that will make that thing happen. You understand? So when you do those daily works, it will help you achieve the weekly, the monthly, and then at the end of the year, you will see that you have attained your overall goal.
Okay. Now, while not trying to be over ambitious here,
Mhm.
how often should one, take time out to reflect on those goals and check your progress?
Okay, so I think for like the daily goals, at the end of the day, go back again to that piece of paper. Again, see, you must write it down that no matter how intelligent you are, right? It is something that you pen down that you are sure of, right? You must write it down. Now, I worked in an NGO, and that's where I learned the idea of writing down my objectives for the day, my to-do list, right? So I discovered that you save time when you write your plans or your to-do list or your goals for that particular day, right? It helps you save a lot of time. You tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to do 5 things today. And you sit down and you are realistic to yourself and say, okay, in 1 hour time, I should be able to finish a particular task and so on. And then you carry out that task and you tick it out that, okay, you've done that. At the end of that day, you now tell yourself, you now go back to check and say, have I been able to uh, do all of the 5 tasks that I set for myself today? If I was unable, right, maybe I did 4. Yes, I've been able to achieve some things, right? The next day, I can continue again. At the end of every week, I go back again and have a review of what I have done in that week. Have I achieved my goal for that particular week, right? At the end of the month, you also do a review also. Then at the end of the year, you sit back and ask yourself the question, what are the things? Because definitely, I'm not sure you are going to, as long as you're a human being, you will not achieve 100% everything you write down, right? You tell yourself that truth. You will not achieve all of it. But then what you will do is you ask yourself this, why did I fail in this area? And how or what did I do that
What do I
made me
do
to succeed?
differently?
Yeah, and how will I do differently so that I will not be in this problem? That's how you continue to improve yourself on a daily basis or on a
Speaking
yearly
of goal
basis.
setting now, is it necessary to dream big?
Dream big, dream bigger. In fact, dream impossible dreams, right? But make sure your goals are achievable
Realistic.
and realistic.
All right, now, finally, what how to When you see that a goal you set, per adventure, you have 10 items on your list for the year, and then at a point you discover that one or two of them no longer serves your purpose or fits into your plans for the year, what do you do at
You
that
drop
point?
it. You drop it. That is wisdom, and that is maturity, right? If you see something is not working, don't continue. And I notice that is a major problem amongst people, because I've told you that I'm going to do a particular thing, and I notice this thing is not necessary because I don't want to disappoint you, right? I continue to push so that I will prove to you that I am still pursuing this. Most times, people who do that, yeah, they do it because they want to please an, an individual or please a group of people. But then, if you discover that something is not necessary for you, drop it. It saves you a lot of time and also resources.
Hmm. Thank you so much. It's been very insightful and inspirational speaking with you this morning. Finally, before we go, it's a new year. What is your word to the viewer out there when it comes regarding their goal setting for the year?
Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you for joining this broadcast today or this interview. I want to let you know that even though you failed in 2024, 2025 can be better, right? If you make a decision and tell yourself that in this 2025, these things I'm going to achieve them, right? And then you put in the work that goes with those goals, I guarantee you at the end of 2025, you will achieve it. But then write down your goals and you will not regret actually making these decisions that we are talking about here.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
very
on the
much.
show and have the very best of 2025.
Thank you very much.
Well, Pastor Ray Dauda has been talking to us on achieving set goals for the new year 2025. It's possible, it's doable. Set those goals today and then go out there and walk the talk. We'll take a short break for a musical interlude. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, there is more on the show this morning.
There is joy in my heart, and it's flowing like a river. I will praise our Lord with a thanksgiving and joy. There is joy in my heart, and it's flowing like a river. I will praise my King with a thanksgiving and joy. Receive the living sacrifice. I am your worship.
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed that musical interlude from Ebube Miracle. And guess what? The man himself is right here with me in the studio. He's going to be my next guest. Good morning to you,
Good morning.
Mr. Ebube Miracle, and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Okay, so it's a new year, and it's totally okay to make an assessment of scorecards, what last year was like. But we'll look at the Abuja musical industry. In your opinion, how would you say that it fared in 2024?
Okay. Thank you so much for this question, this platform. Okay, last year was a very good one, musical in Abuja. There was a lot. We had a lot of songs that came out, and a lot of artists, new ones coming up. People like us, and we had a tremendous concert. We had glorious outpouring of programs and collaborations and new release of songs. So yeah, last year was a bit. It was good. It was good.
Interesting.
It was good. So we give God the glory, and we are looking forward for a better 2025.
Absolutely.
Yet, so
As a person and as an artist, what would you say was your major breakthrough?
okay. I last year I dropped my first single,
Wow.
and I featured one of the well-known artists, gospel artists in Nigeria, Minister Emma Onyx. So it was a very big breakthrough for me because I never expected it. Coming out with your first single and having one of the biggest gospel singer on it. So it was a very major breakthrough for me, and I give God praise. I'm looking forward to collaborate with other big artists in the industry.
So over the years, who would you say were some of your biggest musical influences, and how have they affected the sound that you produce today?
Okay, first of all, Growing up, I was listening to McLaughlin, Donny
Okay.
McLaughlin,
Johnny
Donny
McCluskey.
McLaughlin,
I
the
love Pastor
US. So
Johnny.
I grew up listening to him. But when I came down to Abuja, I won't stop mentioning Emma Onyx because I worked with him. He's my boss, and I was part of his crew. That was a few years back. So he influenced me in many ways, and morally and musically, a lot of things. So he's one man that has impacted so much in my music career.
What are your expectations for the year?
More singles are coming, more music are coming, and we keep depending on the Holy Spirit for more inspirations, more collaborations, more singles are coming, more songs are coming, and the gospel must be preached
Absolutely.
through the gospel songs we are doing. So this 2025, we are looking out for a lot of musical concert and programs will take place. Yes.
The music industry is very dynamic, very vast, and everyday new innovations and all of that. But if you had your opportunity, what is the one thing that you would like to change and do better?
Okay. I will talk about the marketing scheme.
Okay.
Yeah, to release music is not the main thing. It was when I did my, that was when I got to know that it's not just to release a song, but the promotion, the marketing part of it needs a lot of funds. So if we can make it affordable for people who cannot fund their promotion, I think it will go better for us and all the big colleagues supporting and promoting the young
The
ones, the
upcoming.
upcomings. So I think it's going to do a lot better in this industry.
So for this new year, are you having any major collaborations in mind? What major collaborations are you looking forward to? And how are you working to make this dream come true?
Okay, I already have them written down. I
Okay.
I have more singles that I've not released. I have some songs that I've not released, though I didn't feature anyone, but I had in mind of having a collaboration with people like Messi Chinwo.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So I do this annual program every year. I have this program, Total Worship Experience. So that's where we unveil new songs. So this year I'm looking forward for more singles are coming and more collaborations. And with the time, we'll still unveil the people that will be on the song.
I
So
think your baritone will complement Masichiwo perfectly.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Outside music, is there any other thing you would want to delve into for the year?
I'm not just a music a gospel singer. I'm
Okay.
also into entertainment, events. So I do business and also event. I work with SL LED Nigeria.
Okay.
So we deal on screens, LED screens. So, because one thing my boss and mentor told me, said, not just doing a gospel song, but you need to have another source of income to it. So just don't just focus on your gospel singing thing. You need to focus. You need to also have other side business so you can complement what you're doing.
This is very fantastic. Speaking of which, I know a lot of young upcoming musicians who just focus solely on the art of music, nothing to do to earn a living and all of that. What do you think about this trend?
Honestly, I've been there. I've been there because music needs a lot of money. You don't just go in there, and before God gives you the announcement you're looking for, you need to have some. If not, you'll be frustrated. That's why you see, I don't want to, that's why you see most people going into or doing one of the things that is not in their mind. But once you have something else you're doing aside the music, it will help you because before you get that invitation, because the gospel ministers, they get their funds through invitations when the pastor or the church appreciates them with honorarium and anything. So, but once you don't get that invitation, some of us get frustrated when you don't have any other source of income. So I advise everyone out there, like my boss said, you need to have something else you're doing outside music. You need to, it's very, very important. You need to have something else you're doing to also complement what you're doing. If not, you will end up even losing focus on what you've been called
What's
to.
important. As a
Exactly.
creative, a writer, a performer, a singer, how do you find inspiration?
Okay, I pray. Holy Spirit is our source of inspiration. So, like me, I don't normally write. After praying, at times I get songs, I get to sing them. So I reach out to my phone. I'll grab the phone, I will sing it again and record it. So I will now ask people around me, have this song been sung? Have you heard this song elsewhere?
Anything?
So they will tell me, I will keep reviewing the recording I've made. So with time, I will start praying. I say, God, help me. Is this what you're giving me? Is it a new song? So at the end of everything, I will find out it's a new song. So I will now have to do little adjustment by writing them down.
Creativity is definitely a process, and I can see you're talented and you're well on your way to the top. What is your word as we wrap up? What do you have to say to the fans out there? It's a new year to start with.
Okay, like I said, thank you for this broadcast and everybody out there, the fans, the viewers. I would just want you to focus and have your calendar ready. Whatever you couldn't achieve last year, go visit them again, then come back and make adjustment. Focus, that's the only thing. Focus and believe in God. God will put it out for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ekene Miracle. And we wish you the very best of the year and
Thank you
going
so
forward with
much.
your musical career.
And you
Well,
too.
what more can I say? He said it all. What's of wisdom there? Stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. There are more interesting things to unfold.